You might be able to hear clicky clicky. And that's me. Clicky clickying. Boop. Get rid of that. Stars, listen, BoredGamer. That'll fucking do. The Carrack's fake news. It's not actually in game. It's all just an illusion. Went very Arnold Schwarzenegger there. You'll have to deal with that. Right. Should we just start? I'm not going to be on for very long today, you see. Yeah, let's just power. Let's just go boom. Let's start, I suppose. Do this. Hi. My beautiful face. Let's do that. I'd expect the Carrack coffee machine, Dev, to work with 3.8.9, and we should be seeing some more of this in Inside Star Citizen this week, actually. So we are actually in game, a rarity. So we will be starting to play a lot more in game. BoredGamer. And yeah, I would like to play more in game, and do a lot more stuff in game, especially now that we are, having more and more stuff added to the game. They are trying to get it more playable, sort of more mainstream, and over the next few months, I would expect Star Citizen to be in a significantly better place, especially with things like 4.1, where they want to have the AI for like FPS AI polished. Like that's a madness to me. I was thinking, there is no way they can have that polished. They can have it polished in certain areas, maybe. But if you see the way the AI works at the moment, you're like, no. There's no way. Ooh, hello. So, I'm going to go and grab a Carrack and just fly it around while I chat. I should probably put the chat stuff in a better place. Short gamer today. I'm always short gamer. Chuck, question in front of the question you would like to ask. I will try and answer it to the best of my ability. What's your biggest points on the Carrack that need fixing or changing? So, the Carrack is extremely bouncy still, and it's not as agile as I'd like either. So it's bouncy on the ground, doesn't land very well. It's got big bugs with its landing. So that needs to be sorted. Obviously, it needs gameplay mechanics beyond just being a multi-role ship. Yeah, we... Good job. So we did it. I did it. I did it all myself. You were just watching. Yeah, so Carrack, for the most part, a bit of a balance for combat. They need to get the turrets in a better place. It needs gameplay in general, so like additional gameplay, including drones, but it's the exploration stuff. There's obviously placeholder stuff at the moment for the holo room or cartography deck, cartography room, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, in the moment, in the very, very, very short term, they need to sort out the landing gear and its agility to some sort of extent. Should the pool table work? I would expect the pool table to have some form of functionality in the future. They want to get object physics in for a lot of smaller things. That will come with the item cache, most likely, and them expanding out interactables and things like that. So it might be that you can't play pool, but you can move the balls and pick up the balls individually. It might be maybe you can play a full little physics pool game. It's the sort of thing that they will try and do in Star Citizen, and they'll look at it and go, how viable is it for us to put a pool minigame in? Maybe. They are, for example, in 4.1, getting the throwable unification and updates in. So that's getting grenades and things like that, and rocks, whatever, and being able to manipulate them and throw them in a much better way than we currently can. Like, at the moment, you throw a grenade, it sort of like drops to the floor and just explodes. Well, that's more of a server and various other little bugs. But when do you think we will see proper planet and moon orbits? So planets and moons are satellites around... yeah, so this will have planets revolving around the star, and then the moons revolving around the planets, and potentially stations could be geosynchronous or whatever. So other points of interest could orbit as well, maybe. They've talked about Lagrange points. So they want to put orbiting moons and planets in. They've also have the tech already, I believe, to have dynamic splines, dynamic splines for quantum travel. So it would work out on the fly where you would need to go as like a moon or a planet's moving. You'd be quantum traveling to it, but that path's going to constantly be changing potentially, or the system would need to know where it's going to work up by the time you get there. Hangar 4. So I believe they have that already, potentially as a tech already. The actual implementation of that stuff, I don't know. Do they need it in now? No. But I suppose that's true of anything in Star Citizen. Any single feature you can go, well, they don't need that now. They just need to work on everything as a whole. It is sort of core, though. I would expect it, this is sort of like the more of the thing you'd get after they have server meshing in. Because they'll... I suspect it will be relatively taxing on servers. It's interesting as well, because then you have dynamic... It probably needs dynamic server meshing, thinking about it, because it's literally an object container moving through space. It's a huge one. But at least some form of server meshing would at least static, probably dynamic. Now you look at this big boy, this Carrack. This is one of the problems it has. It's a bit wobbly when it's landed. Now, are we going to be able to get it out of the hangar? That's another question entirely, because this hangar is almost the same size as the Carrack. The Carrack's thrusters are not particularly powerful in atmosphere. It needs a little bit more power and agility, in my opinion, because it is an explorer ship. It's a bit wobbly until we get into it. And the doors up there, they do not give you enough time to be able to leave, because it hates me. Do you think the Carrack's bottom turret needs to go back to being remote controlled? I don't think it needs to, no. I love the new UIs. Bam! No inner thought. Just bam, just click on it. Highlights as well. You can see it's highlighted. Also, this is cool. Like, this is genuinely cool. So at the moment we're on the sub deck, but we can go habitation deck and then technical deck. Like, we can go into a lift and push all the buttons, and it will go to the floors one by one. So on the habitation deck, hello, and then it should take us to the technical deck. Stacked up. Come on, come on. Yeah! I really like that. I know that's something quite dumb to like, but I really do like that. I got the drone bay there. We're on the upper bridge now. And we're going to go to the treadmill. Oh, thank you. So let's turn the ship on. Let's press right shift. Let's mouse wheel our thrusters all the way up. And start to take off. And then we are going to request landing services. And then we are going to hope... Come on, be friendly. Be friendly. Be pressing right shift and putting my thrusters all the way up to max power. It's much easier. When I first did this, I was like, why isn't my Carrack moving? Why are the doors above me closing? Oh, no, 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 no. It's okay, I'm a little bay. Oh, who's a good Carrack? You are. Oh no, you're a bad Carrack. You're a bad Carrack. You're a bad Carrack. You're a bad Carrack. Oh, you're a naughty Carrack. No! Oh no. Oh no. No, no, no. No, no, no. Well, that could have gone better. So, the rear of the ship was caught. Well. We are relatively stuck here now, because I can't get enough thrust to get... Well. We're gonna go for a combat flip. Come on. Come on. Come on, combat flip. Come on, combat flip. Not very much of a combat flip at the moment, is it? No. No. Come on. Oh, thanks. We're in a restricted area, are you? Thanks, game. Thanks for telling me. Come on. Roll. Roll, you little bastard. Yeah. Come on, come on. Oh, yeah, well, you're doing fine in your character. Oh, no, I've glitched through the world. As someone mocks me. Well. What we're going to do. Most polished ship in the game, guys. Most polished ship in the game. What we're going to do. We're going to exit. Got this planned. Got this planned. See, that was to show. That was to show a bug in the game. Clearly. Clearly, right? Perfect. God damn you! You're literally the worst, Carrack. I was singing your praises earlier. And now look what you've done. So, we are going to log on to another account. Where I'm at Port Olisar. And I don't have to deal with that hangar. I knew when I clipped it at the rear. Started turning, I was like, being a naughty Carrack. I apologise for that. It wouldn't let me roll it. What do you think they might do about the size? It was supposed to fit on the smaller pads. I mean, it can fit on. It's 125 meters. It can fit on the 00 pads and stuff like that in Port Olisar. The problem is they're putting it in a hangar in Lawville that is the same size as it. 1 second. Oh, they've reset the characters again. 1 second. We're just do the classic BoredGamer look. It's young BoredGamer. No, there we go. Perfect. Nice and easy. Nice and sensible. Look beautiful. So I was watching a streamer that saying that the Carrack was going to be completely useless and there'll be no fair point and just go for a jump. What's your opinion on that statement? It'll be completely useless. Oh, well, for an 890 jump, the Carrack is a focused exploration expedition ship. It doesn't have much of a use at the moment in the game compared to being a solid multi-role ship. But that's what it is. That's what it's focused on. It's supposed to be an exploration and expedition, which will be a gameplay mechanic in the future. And it's significantly better than any other ship at that. It's not a luxury ship. It's not supposed to be a luxury ship. A lot of people have been comparing it to the 890, and I'm thinking, why? The Carrack's a military expedition ship. It's for the high level of exploration and expedition. Sod White, thank you very much. Carrack's done. Now Gib Corsair next. The gibbing is real. I like the fact that people are requesting their ships that they like the most, and I'm interested to see what people want the most next. Like, I'm assuming it's Polaris or Banu Merchantman, probably, or there's probably quite a few. I'll do some polls as well soon. That's probably quite a good shout. Thank you very much, Sod White, though, for the monies. Very much appreciated. What? Am I in 3 point? I'm in 3.8. I'm the worst. I'm in the live build. That's why I need to create a character again. This isn't an account I use. Bam. May or may not be my Evo account. RCIG not doing concept ships this year, so they might be. Typically, we do have one concept sales starting in mid-February, which they haven't had yet. It's possible that they're moving. Well, it looks like they're moving towards more of a straight-to-flyable model with a lot of ships. So you'll see ships that you didn't realise were coming out in like major patches. Potentially 3.9 will see a release of a ship. That'd be cool if they do. I like concept sales, but again, this would be straight to flyable. But I would expect to still see some concept sales this year. Still, just they didn't do one now. Maybe it's because they've got the Carrack and they're focusing on that. They have a flyable sale with 3.8.2, and then a straight to flyable sale with 3.9. But this game is at the alpha stage still. It is moving towards a beta stage, but you're not going to see something really in beta until they've finished all their core tech and some of the gameplay loops, which is going to be a few years yet. How was Baby Metal? Baby Metal were great. Zen, who's one of my mates, was literally crying next to me because he enjoyed it so much. He loves anime and Japanese culture, and it was just, for him, it was effectively a real-life anime. But he very much enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a good laugh. We played one of my board games called Coma Wars, and it was fucking terrible. Like, it was painful to play. So I'm gonna burn it or sell it, or burn and sell it. Yeah. It was good to see everyone. So Zin and DC and... Oh, you're the worst game. I have to wait a while for our Carrack now. Okay, because we can answer some questions and have a chat. BoredGamer, any news on the PU update? So, Persistent Universe update 3.8.2. It looks like it's going to be live by the end of this week. You should have the Carrack with that. You should have some fixes with 3.8.2 as well. Have you tried putting a ballista in the Carrack? No. The only way it would fit is if it clipped through. That bay is not big enough for I wouldn't expect it to be big enough. There's no way it's big enough. But I will have a mess around. I mean, you could get a load of dragonflies in there, for sure. What are your hopes for modular pods on the Carrack? So, I want the... So, it looks... Well, it looks like, and I want the cargo pods to be droppable and detachable at will. So, you can pick up a load of cargo, drop them at like your base or somewhere else, or have them at a landing pad. They can deal with the cargo. You can get some new pods. So I want them to sort of like detachable pods that you can pick up and take away, get some new ones, put some other ones down, that sort of stuff. And for those to be pick-upable by other ships as well, like LCs and things like that. Modularity beyond that is an interesting one. Some science modules make the most sense for me, because that goes very much hand in hand with the sort of Carrack's mission, in my opinion. It sort of touches on exploration science. Potentially some ways of carrying data and other types of cargo. I'd like to see potentially be able to remove one of the pods or whatever and have some sort of like semi-mining facility so that you could get quantum fuel and refine it on your own Carrack. That's what I sort of want. I want them to be able to refine their own quantum fuel. So when you're out in the verse, you can go, well, actually now my Carrack is almost entirely self-sufficient. So if they can have facilities for making food, making water, making quantum fuel, things like that. Obviously, there's like additional armories and additional bedding pods, living areas, things like that you could have. I just expect them to copy a load of modules that they have planned for the Caterpillar and things like that for them. That's sort of my expectation there. I've got a clip of the ballista being put into the Carrack if you really want to see. I assume it's not particularly well put in. The ballista fits in the hangar bay. Okay, I'm sure it does. You have to flip the ship to get it out. Oh my god. Hi, how do you stand on the point that the Carrack's changed so much between concept and finished state ship? Like the loss of the antenna. The antenna are apparently, and the shutter are coming in a future patch. And they're not functional for 3.8.2. I understand that ships change in concept, between concept and live. That's part of the process. I would like to see more of that process throughout concept to delivery. Like, I want to see, this is where we are at the moment with the direction every so often of these concept ships. That, I think would be great, because then people can discuss that sort of stuff. The reason so many people back Star Citizen and love Star Citizen and pay a load of money into Star Citizen and are really excited about it is because of their interactivity and ability to shape the game. And some processors cut us out of that, and I'd like to be, cut into it again. Can the Carrack scan for minables? Not at the moment, but in the future, all ships will be able to scan for minables, all be able to have minables scanners, if you see what I mean, to some extent. Maybe not as good as something that's focused at mining, but you'll be able to have different scanners for detecting different things. What else have we got? Yeah, so they doubled the fuel capacity, I think, and they've upped the fuel capacity of the Carrack by a huge amount, which is great. You gonna let me have my ship now? Thank you. C-double-O. I don't think it's spawned my Carrack. I don't think you've spawned it. I think you lied to me when you said you spawned it. I can't see the HUD marker for it. Ah! You monster. The game is monster. Last night, the PTU update took about as long as a full install. Did I do something wrong, or was that normal? If you've not had the PTU installed, then it's a full install. You can copy the Star Citizen directory, a live directory, into a PTU folder, and then just update it. That's what I do. But the update shouldn't have taken that long. Do you know if the Carrack will eventually be spawnable in hangar that isn't just barely big enough to hold it? Yes. They will tweak that. They'll put it in either the large hangars when it comes to hangars that are not the appropriate size, or they'll put it in the side hangars so you can just drive it out, float it out more easily. Come on, game. Don't be mean. Wish people were just quicker. Oh, you're the worst! Okay, we can chat. I don't know. Do you think they will ever do a F7A Mark II upgrade for the Super Hornet? I think you'll be able to get the F7A in-game at some point, but I wouldn't expect it in the short term. So I was wondering if you could help me while streaming. The game runs fine, no issues whatsoever. But I regularly get a problem when loading ships and stations in. Any advice on this? I would expect it is probably an issue with server-side object container streaming, or low amount of RAM, or not being on your SSD. Make sure you've got Star Citizen on your SSD. Have you got at least 16 gigs of RAM? And then it could be a server-side object container streaming problem / server problem when you're playing online. Board, how do you think after the Carrack release will the team switch to maybe the Banning Merchantman next? I think they're going and having a look at the 600i quickly again to give it some tweaks. Then I'm expecting them to have some people working on the Banning Merchantman and the Polaris, because I think they're two pretty big ships that people that want to get into the game. Obviously, lots of other ships at the same time. Got the Cutlass Blue and that sort of stuff as well. Do you feel it becomes easier to take off and land from a moving Carrack? Maybe. I don't know. Tell you what, it does feel like they need to sort out some of the issues with. Well, they just don't want to spawn it in a hangar that is slightly too small for it. Oh, you're the... We just flight over to another... We'll flight over to another pad. Let's try that. Go to D strut, or at least another strut. Any news on the Polaris? No extra news on the Polaris at the moment. Don't really know where it is in the pipeline, other than it's obviously very popular. Oh, look at this mother trucker flying around in his Carrack, thinking he's all that. Oh, look, I've got a Carrack and I was able to spawn it. Well, I was able to spawn a Carrack and I crashed it upside down and then went through a planet. What do you think about that, mate? Yeah. Look at these party Carracks just... Why am I in a queue? That's because people are spawning. It's my Carrack! It's mine! It's spawning without me! What's going on? Oh, if I just break my legs when I fall, I'm not going to be happy. I'm looking forward to the Pioneer. I'm looking forward to a huge amount of those gameplay mechanics. Science gameplay mechanic. The Endeavour's pretty exciting to me. I'm actually getting more and more excited about the Endeavour. Fine, I've broken my legs. And look at my legs at the bottom. Oh my god. Just give myself a little something. Help with the pain. Yeah, the Carracks vibrate quite a lot. I should do all the sounds for the ships, I think. I'm sorry about my Carrack. I get a lot more salty than you guys or anyone that sees me online really understands. Like, as you play games with me regularly, you won't understand the level of my salt. Special level of salt. Boop. Oh yeah, good. After we've taken off, maybe we'll interact with the med bay. That's a good shout. Boop. Best guess, when do you think ship-to-ship refueling will be implemented? Well, they need refueling mechanics in. They need ship-to-ship docking in. Probably sort of midway next year sort of thing. For something like that. I know they are working on a load of the tech towards that. Obviously, that's quite important. You might see it with drones first and stuff like that as well. Come on. Oh! Ooh. It's fine. We'll get it flying. We have Carrack liftoff. There we go. Really slowly float away. And Port Alasat. Oh, no. Oh. She's a little... She doesn't fly like I would expect her to fly. You know what I mean? Like, she's quite weighty and quite sluggish with certain things. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Carrack, friend! I think we're fine. He's fine. We're fine. We're both fine. Good. We're good. Fine. Fine. Don't. I had cruise control on. Don't worry. I'm trying to read chat. Everything's fine. Everything's good. We're good. Let's get the camera back where I want it to be. Okay. Hello. Sorry. Sorry, Carrack friend. There we go. We've gained control of our ship. Some of that might have been for slight comic effect, but look. The corrections I'm making it just sort of wobble. I mean, obviously, I'm doing it from third-person camera, which isn't ideal. You see what I mean? You know what I mean, right? Look at how many Carracks there are. There's Carracks everywhere. I mean, there's 3. I mean, that's a slight exaggeration, I suppose. There's constant Carrack spawnings. Do that. There we go. There we go. That's a good enough shot for now. Perfect. Oh. What else have we got? Is there an easy way for me to get image files of upgradable components for our ships? i.e. game files, images from Dom's Depot or Platinum Bay panel? What? I don't know what you mean. I use... so, for example, I use that to... so it's EXE's 3.8.x all-in-one weapon component, location rental, purchase, and trade spreadsheet. For all my stuff, it's done by the Human Germ. You can check that out. I use that for a load of information. Do you think the Carrack livery will be given to those who bought the C8X upgrade for the Carrack? I think it'll be the Expedition skin for the Carrack will be available for when it goes on sale at the end of this week, I'm expecting. And I would expect that people that had already bought a Carrack potentially would get it for free. That would be my expectation, though. We talked about the Mercury Star Runner for 4.1, but what about data gameplay? It's made for that after all. That is true. Well, it's made for a lot of things. It's relatively good at multi-role. It's made for smuggling. It's made for cargo as well. So it's not just data running. They have been looking at data as cargo for a while, and they want to expand out the cargo system, and I think that data gameplay and data running is probably something we could potentially see this year. So potentially for 4.1, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. When will all the ships get the new HUD? They are building it in patch by patch at the moment. There seems to be a lot of work on that for 4.0 and 4.1 though, for the HUD systems for lots of the ships. Obviously the Carrack now has the very tactile buttons. There's Carracks everywhere on my screen. Now 4 Carracks. Maybe more. When is NordVPN on the roadmap? What? NordVPN is something I shill for separately from Star Citizen. But you can use it for, playing Star Citizen at the same time if you wanted to. I just use it for internet security and accessibility of anime and stuff. Do you think the new Carrack skin would have more hard points like the Pisces had? No. It's just an Expedition skin as far as I'm aware. Will the Prowler make 3.9? I mean, I expect so. They've said they just wanted to move back to 3.9. Some stuff slips occasionally. What is the price of the Star Runner? It's $200/$225 at the moment. And when can we expect it to be available to buy? It was just on sale. I'd expect them to sell it again between now and 4.1, and again when 4.1 goes live. Do you think that once we get Pyro, they might add a few risky jump points in as hidden experiences for ships to scan, like our Carracks? That's when they can start adding that stuff in. They did say that they wanted a map of the other findable wormholes and jump points that potentially are unstable or temporary, that might jump you in the same system, just a big distance, or might jump you to other systems. So eventually, yes. Now, I'm not going to be on for much longer. I only wanted to come on quick to say hello and chat about the Carrack very briefly. What's going on? There's so many Carracks. One's just gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Including mine 6. 7 a minute ago, but one just went off. That's amazing. That's made my day. Why are there so many Carracks? Everyone wants to test them. I do think it's one of the most popular ships. The player status system, I think, is going to be quite interesting because that is going to have buffs and debuffs for your characters. Might give you some more medical gameplay, give some more function to a load of the medical stuff. But also, we'll have edibles. We'll have function for coffee machines and coffee makers and things like that as well. Will you give me chocolate? I may do. I do like angry Japanese girls singing about chocolate. I did like Baby Metal loads. I hope you're alright, Harvey, mate. Do you think the rear elevator should go to the ground floor for access across the Carrack? I'm liking the setup for the Carrack with elevators and everything. I would like an external rear elevator allowing me to go outside of the Carrack. But it's pretty good. Have I tried the F8? No, I have not been able to try the F8 Lightning yet. I know that it was in Star Citizen Leaks, or some people were able to try it out a while ago. Does the Star Runner definitely have a 2-person cockpit? I can't say for sure until it's in our hands or they're talking about it more. You know what I mean? Like, stuff changes. Will you be able to buy ships with in-game money eventually? You can buy them, a lot of ships, with in-game money right now. That you can either rent them or buy them. The problem previously with rentals and with purchases of ships in-game is that Alpha UEC and Alpha UEC purchases, they were reset very often. Oh, come on, you little... Yeah, there you go. Bam. Bam. They were reset with every minor patch and major patch. 3.8.2 may very well bring in, and they're testing at the moment, long-term persistence, allowing you to keep ship purchases between resets. And that is very, very appealing. However, some ships are still not rentable, some ships are still not purchasable. They should be adding them from month to month. They are doing lighting passes and tweaks to the Carrack's lighting as well. I believe the livery, though, that the Expedition has is just external. Oh, what else have we got here? I've been quite enjoying Picard. It's not really Star Trek, but it's sort of like the anti-Star Trek. Are you looking forward to smuggling items out of prisons in 3.9? Yes. I mean, prison gameplay is going to be something I do a lot of streams on, and a lot of actual gameplay on, a lot of videos on. The shanks and the shivs, but also if they've got proper missions. Oh, someone has made the station angry. But also if they've got the those missions where you go into prison to get items out. I'm really excited for. Yeah, definitely. Prisons are exciting. Have you had a chance to read Starship Troopers yet? No, I have not. I'm going to listen to the audiobook, though. And when I remember to do that. So, at the moment, I'm starting to get back into 40k, Adaptus Titanicus. So that's 140,000 stuff, but with Titans. The sort of like Epic Plus with the Titans. So I've been assembling stuff. So when I'm assembling things like that, I don't want to watch something. I want to listen to something. So I will start doing that. I've been assembling the Reaver Titans with all their weapons and stuff separately and magnetizing them all. So they can literally... I used to be pretty good at painting. I used to be semi-pro. So I'm looking forward to that. Loads of my mates in Southampton They play Adeptus Titanicus, and they run board game conventions, and they want to start doing some like Adeptus Titanicus conventions and stuff. So I will be buying more Titans and things. There's some cool like chain fists and things, with chain swords. You might see some 40k stuff or Adeptus Titanicus stuff on stream at some point as well. What can I show? I can't really show this. It's got my address all over it. So this is a... How many terabytes drive is this? 12 terabyte? This is one of the... one of my... Yeah, it's 12 terabyte. This is one of my drives that I'm putting in my PC. Thanks to people that donated a lot. Someone that donated a huge amount and wanted to remain nameless. But thank you so much for that. It's very much appreciated. So that's allowing me to have 24 terabytes of storage for... What are you doing? Who is that? Why are you looking at me? Right. Hi. I'm gonna wave at him. No. Hello. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Get back on my treadmill. I really like the idea of the standing station. That's actually something that's interesting as well, because that means you don't have to be sitting down at all the stations, and you can interact with stuff in different ways. What else have we got here? Oh. Yes, it's Concierge have got access to the Carrack. They've gone mad. They've gone mad with Carrack power, and anyone that has a Carrack as well, obviously. When do you think they're going to be implementing physicalized hangars? Personal physicalized hangars. That will probably be after server meshing, because they need the space and the item cache and the data and ways of saving what's in your hangar where it is. They're going to have physicalized addresses. They could do something in between in the short term, but I think they're going to try and move towards the final mechanics, or mechanics they can build upon, rather than the placeholder mechanics for the most part now. With regards to building block UI, is that on the card that's going to appear on the roadmap? It should just be they're iterating it between patches, so they're going to constantly do it in step with a lot of stuff. You might see some big things get implemented with the UIs that they have as a card, but for the most part, it's just it's going to be done without appearing on the roadmap. When do you think you'll be able to have the ability to apply skins to ships? Ship appearance customization in the future. Ship appearance customization in the future, 100%. Two types. So you've got the manufacturer customization level, which is like on the website at the moment, 300 series. You can customize them. You'll have that in game as well from the point of purchase of manufacturer. You have to customize your ship before you actually purchase it, but all in game. And then you have aftermarket customization, which will allow you to paint your ship, change your skins, change a load more of that. Potentially put like decals on it and your ship's name on it and things like that. Don't know when that's coming though. So. There'll be some internals as well, and you have lots of ship modularity too. You want to be able to put a piano in your ship. You'll be able to put a piano in some of your ships. So if this has been asked already, have we had any news on the hangar landing and spawning issue of the Carrack? It does not fit. I literally showed that at the beginning of the stream. So that I suspect it will either spawn in a larger hangar or sideways hangars, so you can actually just fly it out. It's obviously fine on the landing pads, but it's not fine at Lawville. Don't know when the rest of the digital, when the goodies for the digital 2949 goodies pack for CitizenCon are going to be put in game. It looks like 3.9 to me, but that might only be some of them. I haven't put a blister in the Carrack myself. I'm sure, as people have said, it fits in the hangar bay fine, but does it fit properly in the front bay, which I don't think it would. Yeah. Blister does not fit in the Carrack. You'd have to force it in and glitch it in. What have you read the serialized fiction bits? only some of them. It's something I want to look at a little bit more. Is there an easy way from... Oh, we talked about that. As far as exploration and discovery, how do you think claiming land on planets and asteroids will go? Building base with prefabs, personal owned landing pads. So, we know that you're going to be able to build on in UEE space if you've got a land claim, and you'll be able to drop your outposts with your Pioneer there. Will there be other things that you can build and drop in? Probably. You probably won't need a Pioneer to do. Will there be ways of having your own landing pads or hangars there? I would expect so in the future, but CIG haven't talked too much about that. Base building and that sort of stuff is going to be a thing. Outside of UEE space, which I suspect a lot of people will want to go for high risk and reward, you don't need a land claim, so you can just sort of like plod your bases down, but they may not be as protected. Oh, is the Carrack actually available to all backers at the moment? I thought it was just Concierge and Ivakari and people that had it. Is there an easy way for me to get... we talked about that. Link to a thing that I use for the spreadsheets for all the information there. But I don't have a... I'm not entirely sure what question you're asking. How do you make a Pisces? How do you make a Pisces? Do Carracks have to mate? Yeah, they sort of scissor, and then Pisces, or as are over sometimes. Can be a difficult birth. Player-owned and operated way stations and rest stops, refueling stops. Yeah, I think that will be a thing. I think players will be able to run bases as businesses, have them as mining facilities, have them as cargo areas, have them as refueling points. I think that will be a thing. It makes sense. What's your favourite part of the Carrack? What do you mean? It's all of it. Oh, this guy is not having a good time with his hammerhead. The turret seems to be shooting over him. Oh, is it shooting the... Maybe it's not shooting the hammerhead at all. Maybe it's running this Anvil Hawk. Yep, that'll teach you. See ya. Oh, sorry. Almost crashed into him. Have you ever been in love? Yes, I have. I'm pretty hard to please with a partner as well. Sort of like haven't really been interested in anyone since my ex quite a while ago. Hashtag sad stories. Hiring NPCs next year, your best guess? Suspect you'll see AI blades first, and then NPCs as crew and hireable NPCs after that. So a little while out yet. Let's get the Carrack. A nice little beauty Carrack shot. Woof. Woof. Is there a way for me to... Oh my god. I'm not a pad rammer. That guy was not on a pad. He was moving his ship in to get the hammerhead shot. That's what he was doing. So I knocked him away. Gently. I didn't ram him hard either. Just went, whoop, give him a little love tap. Now, does the character need an elevator that goes to the floor level? I think I would like an extension of the elevator to go to the ground outside of the ship. For me, but the rest of it seems okay, although I haven't ran around the Carrack frantically yet. Is Article 13 no longer a concern? Congrats on leaving from America. So I think Article 13 and 11 aren't a concern for the UK anymore because, well, as much of a concern. Let's be clear that. I don't think the UK are going to adopt them. They may adopt their own aggressively authoritarian regime on that in the future. That's quite controlling. But in the short term, that's actually quite beneficial, that we don't have anything to do with Article 11 and 13. It's still going to affect Europe, and it will still affect the UK because it will affect the rest of the world. Do you think all turrets could be bladed on the Carrack eventually? I'm thinking of making full auto defenses. We don't know. We need to know more about how AI blading and the AI control of point defense systems and turrets will work, and how effective that is, and what they can actually do. And we don't know yet. There's an expedition version of the Carrack, which is a new skin for it, which is similar to the sort of like Mantis' skin. What's the name behind what's the reason behind the name BoredGamer? It's because originally I wanted to do a mixture of all geekery on the channel, so board games as well as PC games, model stuff, and I still play a lot of board games. I play a lot of board games. I love board games. It's one of my joys in life. I also play model games as well at the moment, like getting into Adeptus Titanicus. Someone said it was shit. Battletech / MechWarrior. I actually really like Adeptus Titanicus. It's in a universe I like, and I think the rules are pretty solid, and the models are beautiful. So AI blades. So computer blades in Star Citizen at the moment do nothing, but in the future they will allow you to do certain things on your ships. One of the things they allow you to do is to give you a slot to slave or put AI in turrets. So not NPCs. This would be a derpier version of an NPC that could like act as a point defense system or something. Anyone leak how much Crytek got paid yet? We don't know the details of the settlements yet. If there's anything I can find out, I will have a look. I suspect that the settlement is that a clean break from Crytek and Star Citizen, and they'll both be both be dealing with their own legal fees. That's just, I'm not a lawyer, but that's what I expect, because that is a sensible, quick resolution for CIG. That then they don't have to worry about Crytek costing them more money in the future. And you could argue that CIG should try and fight that Crytek lawsuit further, but if they can get a good settlement, that means they're not going to be worried about any future monies, and the Crytek go, yeah, no worries, cool. Because even at the best situation, Crytek have to pay $500,000 straight away, and then, you know, another $500,000 fees in the future. CIG might not ever get that back, and Crytek could further piss in their pot, or as the Star Citizen lawyers said, drive their car into the storefront of CIG's window and do donuts. Yeah, it's likely that the settlement will be sealed, but we'll have to wait and see. Some of it might not be. Salvage and other gameplay loops have been delayed so much. Do you think we'll get gameplay this year? Yeah, we'll get more and more gameplay. I think we'll see salvage this year. And I think we'll see other gameplay loops as well beyond prisons and the stuff that's on the roadmap at the moment. They fixed the issue with the observation deck consoles being stacked on the gunnery chair. Not, oh. That was very close. Why are people doing some sort of Carrack ballet by me? What is this? Why are they doing this? What we got? Oh, I thought I banned these people. Apologies. I clicked. I apologize. I thought I had literally clicked on remove them. Apologies for that. I thought I had I'd actually Banned them. There you go. There you go. I clicked on the ban on my other thing, and it just removed them from my settings. Well, it's nice that I'm popular enough now that people want to spam on my stream. That's a good sign. Is that all of them removed? Yes, it is. I will put a setting in so auto removes people with similar names. People want to mess around in the Carrack in front of me, mate. Let them. What else have we got? Apologies for that. Yeah, I do love the Carrack. I haven't watched the latest season of Expanse. I've actually only watched the first season. Now they've established accessible and rendered components with the Carrack, will they be able to retrofit existing ships? Yes, I believe that existing ships already have the places in mind and built into the ships to be able to have the cupboards and everything. They just need to put the doors on and then the physicalized components in. I don't accept your apologies. Well, go fuck yourself. Is that a good enough apology? So Squadron 42, JQ Star, is certainly sucking up resources. It's the focus for CIG at the moment. Do you think once Squadron 42 comes out, we'll see real progress on gameplay not needed for it, for the business universe, like base building, salvage, repair? Yeah, for sure. But obviously, Squadron 42 progress is going to directly benefit Star Citizen, which still needs a load of its core mechanics. Will destroyed player ships be able to be salvaged for profit? Will this affect insurance claims? Stage battles having designated salvage teams on standby? Maybe. We need to see exactly how salvage is going to work in lawful zones, which is going to be interesting. There might be missions generated to go salvage areas as well. Come in hearing, go F yourself. Is that a good enough apology? Excellent. Indeed. I think we're an inclusive, loving stream here. Right. Any other questions? I should have said that straight after swearing. Oh, that poor guy in his hammerhead. Oop. So many Carracks. So that's a little tiny bit slower than it was earlier. There's so many Carracks around. Why not? Hello. Hello, Mr. Hammerhead. Hello, Monku. Where's he going? He's taking an unnecessary route. Look at these paupers without Carrack, eh? You got a hammerhead, have you? You got a Carrack? No, you don't. Get wrecked. More Carracks are spawning. Can you go into detail on missile firing mode and if gunners might be able to use it as a new feature? So missile operator mode is going to allow you to literally just switch between missiles more easily. That will probably be part of an MFD. Someone is trying to glitch onto my ship. I say glitch, probably just trying to EVA on my ship, but obviously game is glitchy, yo. So missile operator mode, you'll be able to select through missiles more easily. Probably MFDs and hotkeys to be able to fire different missiles. I would expect some turrets to be able to make use of missiles as well. What else we got here? When do you think the Pioneer will be in game? Take a guess. End of 2022? It's a while off. Will Pyro be filled with things to do? Yes, it should have the sort of like procedurally generated mission content at the very least there. But there's also going to be Ruin Station, and I would expect a load of pirate-based missions to be there as well. But they're also, like in the demo from CitizenCon, which I'll chuck on in the background. This mission you can see here. This is a mission to go and get some data from a server on Microtech and then take it to Ruin Station while you're being pursued in the Pyro system. Ares, I mean, they are focusing on a load of the Crusader ships this year, so you potentially could, if we were really lucky, to see it at the end of this year, but maybe between end of this year and middle of 2021 for the sort of like the Ares. Can you see CIG reusing the old, larger design for the Carrack? No, but they can use the assets and all the kit bash stuff to make loads of ships in the future. I mean, you'll see larger ships, you'll see more corvettes, you'll see battle cruisers, you'll see stuff like that in the future for sure. Should the computers for the cartography be located in the cartography room and not behind the bridge? I mean, I think it's probably pretty secure in the bridge. I mean, there might be some method towards the madness of where everything's placed. How many systems do you think we'll see by the end of the year? Star Systems, 2. Stanton and Pyro. It's possible they could open up another one if it's a really simple procedure-generated one like Magnus or moving towards Nyx or something. How do you think science-focused gameplay will work in the future? There's going to be a huge amount of science gameplay. It covers a load of different stuff, from collecting samples and then number-crunching data on them, to farming, to exploring anomalies, to tweaking weapons and gear and items, to finding points of interest and scanning and surveying and making compounds and potentially drugs and things like that. There's a huge amount that science covers. So star systems are going to be significantly quicker to build out once Stanton's completed, because, you know, they were working on the tools and they were working on the biomes, on the assets for the most part. Obviously, Pyro is planned this year, and I would expect to see a couple of systems every year after this year. That's my expectation. Will we be able to walk around cities and go into every building? Not every building, no. You will be able to walk around cities to some extent. You'll be able to go into some buildings to some extent. You will be able to fly around and explore some cities to some extent, but not go into every building. There's no need to do that for a gameplay reason. There might be like an abandoned or destroyed city that you find. Maybe you'll be able to go and explore that to a high level. What happened to the 3 bikes? There's 2 sets of 3 bikes. There's the Rangers and there's the X1 series. And both those bikes are in development in some stage. But I believe they're both in concept at the moment. They're sort of like, they will start working on them. I mean, I expect that the Rangers, the biked one, the tracked ones, the wheeled ones, are probably pretty easy to put in game. They're very small. Do you agree ship landing gear should operate independently from a wing profile? The Arrow fits in the Carrack's hangar bay with the wings extended, but can't have the gear down. Okay, yeah, I mean, I think they do want to fully decouple that sort of behaviour anyway. Terra has quite a lot going on. Any idea when 3.8.2 will be hitting the live servers? I would expect it on Friday. Do you think we'll have ship modules this year? So, I think we could start to see modularity by the end of this year. It will either be the end of this year or next year. But I'm hoping it's this year. I did expect this year to be the year of modularity, so... they've stated the Mercury won't be able to carry a Cyclone. Reckon that's set in stone? Yeah, I think that's probably set in stone. I don't think it's a ship that wants to be able to carry vehicles onto planets. You'll probably be able to get like a bike in there. Something very small in there. Like a Ranger. Will you be able to use AI blades to automate manned turrets in the future? Potentially. I would expect so, actually. I expect that even some turrets probably are made with that in mind. You know that we appreciate you because we do. Thank you, Colbury. Colbury. We appreciate your love. I would accept it. Thank you very much, Narek, and thank you very much, Fateaki, for the subs. Very much appreciated. Thank you for people that have chucked money at me. You're all monstrous. I thought the server-side container streaming was supposed to fix lots of the AI problems. They're still totally brain dead. What is the hold up? They haven't fully implemented server-side container streaming. They're still working on it. And they are, if you look on the roadmap, they're working towards polished FPS AI, to some degree anyway, at least for the core systems they've got going at the moment, for 4.1, which seems madness at the moment, because, as you said, they're pretty brain dead. Do you think once CIG settles with Crytek, they could reveal actual progress with Squadron 42? I think that's entirely irrelevant from their lawsuit, in my opinion. I know a lot of people have said, oh, it's probably that they're hiding it from them, or that there's a reason for it. I don't think so. I do think that we will see at CitizenCon this year lots of Squadron 42 stuff. Squadron 42 release date. We could see Squadron 42 released by the end of the year, though it's more likely now it will be Squadron 42 release date for Episode 1 by mid, so early to mid 2021. So Q1, Q2, 2021. Is this game too ambitious? We don't know until it's failed or succeeded. So give it a few years, and then we can talk about that in a bit more detail. It is extremely ambitious. It could possibly be too ambitious. At this rate, we won't be playing Star Citizen until 2022. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not going to be ready by then. Are we able to spawn ships and rovers in our ships yet? No, but I think it's a feature semi-planned for 3.9 or 4.0. So, when do you think the Polaris will be in game? Possibly 2021? Yes, possibly 2021. Obviously one of those ships that are really, really, really wanted by the community. Hopefully CIG will give us a bit of an indication what they're planning to do after the Carrack. I think they're going to do the 600i again, just some tweaks to it. But then I'd hope that they talk about what else they've got planned. Because obviously we need to see the Cutlass Blue, we need to see the Taurus, then we want to see the Redeemer, and we want to see the Polaris and the Banu Merchantman. And Santok Yai, I don't know. I'm not sure how high it is on their priorities list. Then in your opinion, what's the reasons they refuse to update the Squadron 42 roadmap in a normal way? They are updating the Squadron 42 roadmap. Not the best updates in the world, but they are updating it. Are you talking about the chapter stuff? I actually think a lot of the chapter stuff requires bits to be completed that they're working on this year before they can say that they're actually completed. But they can be working on bits further into that. I've done a whole breakdown of that Squadron 42 roadmap recently, and why bits may be on and off there. So check that out if you want to know more and my opinions on that. So yeah, a portion of the AI's brain deadedness, as you said, is probably due to the low server tick rate. But the AI does need a lot of work anyway, and server tick rate improvements and all this sort of stuff. So it's they need to work on all this stuff. How vital do you consider lifetime insurance? I would be fine with them entirely removing it as a feature. I don't think it's important at all. I think it's going to be a really little tiny minor bonus, and the real insurance is going to come from when people are insuring their ships with all their ship customization. I think that your ship components are going to be significantly more valuable than the hull of your ship, especially when you're talking about the high-end stuff. Think about Eve. Yeah, I'd hope that Star Citizen, once it goes live, will be live for at least 20 plus years. How would you like ship spawning to work? In ship, should they be required to be by a station to spawn it in? So I'd like it that when you're at an appropriate landing pad, you can choose from your mobiGlas in the vehicle manager app what's in your ship, like a weapon or whatever. So you go, I want my Ezra Over in there, and I want my Pisces in there, or my P-52 in there. Bam, done. In the short term anyway. Explain modularity, please. So modularity, and this what we're talking about, is sort of like large sweeping changes to rooms. So replacing one room that has a function such as a cargo bay, with another room that has a different function, such as a little sleeping pod to lay the beds in, or something like that. Or an armory, or a science pod, or an extra fuel tank. Yeah? What do you think the next concept ship will be? To expect a sail with 3.9? Yes, sail with 3.9. That'll be for global ships in 3.9. 3.8.2 should have the Carrack on sale as well, things like that. I would expect to see a concept sail with 3.8.2, with 3.9. Not a concept sail, a straight to flyable sail. I'm expecting something to go straight to flyable is what I'm saying. Sorry, getting a bit confused now. I am going to dash off. There's lots of stuff the next straight to flyable concept could be. Titan suits, ground mining vehicle, Tavaran fighter, mini mobile refinery, Xi'an cargo ship, the Redeemer. Additional last question, will objects snap to certain locations for ease of use? Potentially. I would expect that would be part of, you can probably set your dropping to like easy snap mode or something like that in the future. Do you think we'll get the ability to get lifetime insurance for ships at some point? In game, no. I think I think they. I think it's not something they want to do. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Very poorly. What else have we got? Right. Quickly super them. So the reason they've taken a long time to make Star System at the moment is because they were building the tools for Star Systems and they were building the assets for them. So there's no point in them building out loads and loads of Star Systems, which then they have to all redo. So you should start to see after this year, and we should see the Pyro system at least this year. But you should start to see a load more systems coming out from year on year now. I say loads, maybe a couple a year, 2 to 3, and then more and more and more. Do you think we'll be seeing more Alien and Xeno ships released in the future? Yeah. You'd see a selection for each of the races so that they could operate as a race. You know, like cargo ships and stuff for all of them, and fighters for all of them, all that sort of stuff. Do you think that we will get trolls and little kids who just are trying to be loud and ruin our game experience? Yeah, but I don't think you'll get as many as you would with other games because there's it's a higher skilled game, more complex game anyway, and there's typically a higher age of the players that play it. Carrack variant, we know there's going to be the Carrack Expedition skin, which we're expecting to get with 3.8.2, and potentially be able to buy it separately, or people that have already got a Carrack will be able to buy it, or you'll be able to buy the version of it, but it's just a skin. Anyway, right, I'm going to dash off. Thank you very much for watching today. I'm sorry that was only a very little quickie one. But thank you very much for the donations. People still chucked money at me, you mad people. I appreciate it though. I do have half of my hard drives. We've got this 20, it's 12 terabyte drive. Getting another one of those. Yeah, very much looking forward to 3.8.2. Probably going live this weekend, and then we'll do some Carrack mission parties or something like on the weekend if people are around. In the Discord, we'll do some Carrack mission stuff. I'd like to get some videos of that as well, doing some mission running. Yeah, right. Let us see who else is streaming. I'm much happier with CIG's video content at the moment. They do still need more. Not like I've forgiven them now for the bobblehead incident. We're going to give Moist Noodle some love. Right, bam. Let's get rid of that. Let's go over here. Let's go here and go /raid Raddy. Perfect. Give Moist Noodle some love if you wish to. Thank you very much for watching. Please check out my very quick video that I did earlier talking about 3.8.2e if you haven't already. And The concert was great. Baby Mott were great on the weekend. It was a bit stressful being away from home, but the flight down there was good. The flight back was good. It was good to see people. Played some board games, which were all nice. We had some good food. It was good company. We played Coma Ward, though, one of my games, which was fucking terrible. So I'm going to sell that to someone on eBay and not tell them it's terrible. It's fine. Play Mansions of Madness and stuff like that as well. Mansions of Madness is great. But yes, so in Star Citizen, I am planning to be an economist. I want to do industry stuff. I want to build bases. I want to do stuff in the Planet Merchantman. I want to do science gameplay. I want to do exploration. But I love the idea of mining gameplay and salvage gameplay and being able to run, for the most part, less combat stuff and more other money making opportunities. Right, love you guys. Thanks very much for watching. You take care. I'll talk to you again real soon. Peace. Oof. Bam.